Once upon a time, there was a beautiful kingdom. The kingdom was full of flowers and gardens. In that kingdom lived a princess. Her name was Princess Leora. She was very kind and gentle. She wore a magical flower crown. The crown was made of fresh flowers. The flowers never dried. They always glowed softly. People loved her very much. Princess Leora had long black hair. Her hair shined like silk. She had bright and kind eyes. She loved nature deeply. She talked to flowers every day. The flowers seemed to listen. She walked in gardens daily. Birds followed her happily. The air felt magical near her. Everyone admired her kindness. One day, the king made an announcement. He invited 10 princes. They came from different lands. Each prince wanted to marry Leora. The palace prepared a grand event. Music filled the air. Decorations were everywhere. The gardens looked even more beautiful. Leora stayed calm and thoughtful. She wanted true love. The first prince arrived proudly. He brought shining diamonds. They sparkled brightly. He smiled with confidence. He offered great wealth. Leora listened quietly. She looked at the diamonds. Then she shook her head. She asked about kindness. The prince stayed silent. The second prince came next. He had golden chariots. His army stood behind him. He spoke of power. He promised glory. Leora listened patiently. She asked about love. He had no answer. She gently refused him. The prince felt surprised. The third prince sang songs. His voice was very sweet. Everyone clapped for him. He smiled proudly. Leora listened carefully. She asked a question. "Do you sing for love?" He stayed quiet. She shook her head. He walked away sadly. The fourth prince brought perfumes. The bottles were beautiful. The scent filled the room. He looked very proud. Leora smelled the perfume. Then she smiled softly. She picked a real flower. She smelled it. "This is better," she said. The prince felt ashamed. The fifth prince showed strength. He lifted heavy stones. People were amazed. He smiled confidently. Leora watched him. She asked gently, "Can you heal pain?" He could not answer. She turned away. He left quietly. The sixth prince brought mirrors. They showed perfect beauty. Everyone looked amazed. Leora looked into one. Then she stepped back. "Beauty is natural," she said. The prince felt confused. She refused him politely. He lowered his head. He walked away slowly. The seventh prince spoke of war. He told brave stories. He looked very strong. Leora listened calmly. She asked about peace. He had no answer. She shook her head. He felt disappointed. He left the palace. The court became quiet. The eighth prince brought animals. They were rare and beautiful. The people were excited. Leora looked at them. She opened their cages. The animals ran free. "Freedom is better," she said. The prince felt shocked. He said nothing. He walked away slowly. The ninth prince offered riches. He promised lands and gold. He smiled proudly. Leora listened silently. She asked one question. "Will you share it?" He hesitated. She understood everything. She refused him gently. He left in silence. The palace became quiet again. Then the 10th prince arrived. He came very simply. He wore plain clothes. He carried no treasure. People whispered softly. Leora looked at him. She felt curious. He bowed respectfully. He smiled gently. My name is Elian, he said. His voice was calm. He held a small plant. The plant looked weak. Its leaves were dry. Leora noticed it carefully. She stepped closer. She asked softly, "Why bring this?" He answered honestly. "I found it dying," he said. "I tried to save it. It is still alive." Leora felt touched. She smiled warmly. She touched the plant. Her crown started glowing. The plant bloomed suddenly. Everyone gasped in surprise. The room filled with light. Flowers bloomed everywhere. The air felt magical. Leora looked happy. She turned to the king. Then she spoke clearly. "He understands life," she said. Everyone looked shocked. The princes were silent. Elian looked surprised. He lowered his head. "I am not worthy," he said. Leora stepped closer. She smiled gently. "You are kind," she said. "That is enough." The king smiled proudly. The people cheered softly. The other princes listened. They felt ashamed. They started thinking deeply. The first prince spoke. "I only thought of wealth." The second prince spoke. "I only wanted power." One by one, they spoke. They accepted their mistakes. Leora listened kindly. Her crown shined brighter. Flowers bloomed again. The garden looked magical. Leora spoke again. "Love is like a flower. It needs care and truth." Everyone listened carefully. Elian smiled softly. Leora looked at him. She felt happy. She asked him gently, "Will you walk with me?" He nodded happily. They walked into the garden. Flowers bloomed around them. Birds started singing. The wind felt soft. The sky looked bright. The moment felt magical. The kingdom celebrated. Music filled the air. People danced happily. Joy spread everywhere. Leora chose Elian. She chose his heart. Not his wealth. Not his power. Only his kindness. The king blessed them. The people cheered loudly. The princes returned home. They learned valuable lessons. They changed their ways. Leora and Elian stayed together. They cared for the kingdom. They planted many gardens. Flowers grew everywhere. People lived happily. The land became beautiful. Love spread like flowers. The kingdom became famous. It was called Blooming Land. Everyone admired it. Leora still wore her crown. It shined brighter than ever. The magic became stronger. Because of true love. Because of kindness. Because of truth. Her story became a legend. People told it for years. Children loved the story. It taught a lesson. True love is simple. True love is kind. True love is honest. It does not need riches. It does not need power. It only needs a pure heart. Leora and Elian lived happily. Their love never faded. Their gardens never died. Their story lived forever. Flowers kept blooming always. The crown kept shining. The people stayed happy. The kingdom stayed peaceful. Love stayed strong. Kindness stayed alive. Truth guided everyone. And magic remained forever. This is their beautiful story.